Open up files on trucks and do custom tuning. We start out by going up here to File and we select Open Tune. On this particular vehicle we've already went and read the file off of the truck and saved it on our folder, and it's here saved as what we call a stock BRT file. That is a stock file on this Cummins engine. And the BRT is just the type of file this is that allows us to open this file with this Precision Tuning Suite. So we'll open up the file, we want to save it, yes, and then once it's loaded we'll get what we call a parameter tree that shows up down the side, and here it is here. And in the parameter tree there's lots of different information in here. You got your axes, all kinds of parameters inside here, and you have your curve, all kinds of different parameters inside in that one, and then you got your map folder. And so for example inside here you can check your fuel data, and it brings you to a graph. When you bring the graph, this allows you to change different amounts of fuel at different RPMs, different temperatures. We can also then go and graph it, and when we graph it we can after we make changes we can compare a 3D graph of the change file to the stock file. Allows us to make slight modifications, trying to cut back the diesel fuel as we introduce natural gas. Again, we go through and find all the parameters that we're dealing with. With engine timing, for example, we can retard the timing a little bit and change the amount of fuel just by a couple percent, 5%, 6%. It allows more diesel to come out of the engine at, again, the different RPMs. And if a truck is running steady at 100 kilometers an hour down the 401 and they're doing 1400 RPM, we can go to the 1400 RPM range and adjust some parameters slightly more, so that we can introduce then more natural gas and displace more diesel at that time. So this again is the program that allows us to go and again open up all functions that we need to deal with. Here's another chart here that allows you to go through and just change things ever so slightly. Usually by percentages is all we do. All right. So you can go in there and put in 12 or 16, and then same thing, and at a higher RPM you can lower that a little bit. And by changing these, again, we can go do a graph just to kind of compare then what changes you're making. And you want to make sure that there's no big high spikes, because if you had a big high spike you've probably changed something too drastically, and you want to just change little things just a little bit at a time. When you're all done changing everything, you can then go up to your menu and you save your tune as again on the desktop. We can save that, and now we would save this as modified version 1 of CNG test, right? And then you'd save that, and then you go to the dyno and do some tests on the dyno, where we can check and watch temperatures and fuel consumption and engine RPM and just make sure the truck is running fine. At that point you might notice something on the dyno, which then you come back and make some other more adjustments back here on this tuning suite. So kind of a basic summary of how, again, Precision Tuning Suite allows you to modify and make some slight little changes.